Hey guys, what's going on? Retire on dividends, back to make another video. Yes, to talk about yieldmax, and of course to talk about TSLY. But this time, I want to talk about the importance of your cost basis and why that matters to you. Obviously, most of you probably have an understanding of why that matters because you want to get the best price. But I just wanted to show some numbers of how this can affect future payouts. So I'm at the website right now. If you look, TSLY is showing a 49.85% yield, right? So that does not necessarily mean that's the yield you're getting. That's just the yield based on the current price, right? Annualized, of course, that's the annual yield. So you may look at this and say, oh, TSLY pays this. But if you got in at the high, TSLY's not paying you that. TSLY's paying you the dividend. Obviously we're all getting the same dividend per share, but it doesn't mean we're getting the same yield. So I drew out a little chart here that's very easy to understand. So what I have here, if you look on the left, obviously this is for TSLY. I have the low, what TSLY's price was at the very low. I have their current price right before I made this video. Obviously that's going to change. I have their high, the highest price TSLY ever was, and then I have my cost basis, just to show you, what this looks like. So, obviously, the low is $12.53, which is ridiculous. And no, I did not buy in at that. Actually, I started to buy in at 13, and then my cost basis got worse from there. But that's another story for another day. The high, oh my God, $21 at inception, and that would whoever got in on that, I feel bad, but regardless, I think the yieldmax funds, TSLY, for example, was launched right before Tesla tanked, so there's nothing you can do about that. So anyway, let's get into the numbers. So if you look, the next dividend payout, which is payable this month in September, is 58 cents. If you annualize that, it's $7.01. So if you look at the current, right, based on the current price, you're getting about 48%, which is what the website shows, at or around 48%. Obviously, it's going to fluctuate as the current price changes. So that's the yield. If you buy today, that's the yield you will get. If you bought on the low, if your cost basis is $12.53, then your yield is 56%. So you're sitting pretty. If you bought it at the high, then your yield is 32%. And you may want to consider averaging down because the current price versus the high, there's a lot to make up there. If you look at myself, my yield is 46%. So at least I'm within range of the yield on cost. I mean, the current yield, sorry. So that's it in a nutshell. Me, obviously, am I averaging down? Sometimes TSLY is such a high position for me that I'm trying not to. I'm just trying to hope it recovers on its own. But how I'm handling all of the other funds, I'm not that heavy, so I'm making sure that I'm averaging down. So my price would always be below the current. That's the goal. So obviously, if you're a TSLY owner and TSLY tanks to $12 again, you probably want to get in on that, and that way your yield on cost could be substantial. And I'm going to show you what it would look like last month as well. So if you look here, the August dividend was 83 cents. So same thing. If you own this at the low, your yield on cost is 80%. That's insane. Obviously, there was a point in time, I think when it was at $13, it was showing 76% yield on the website, which is great. But if you bought at the low, last month's payment, annualized, yields you 80%. But if you bought at the high, again, great payment, but your yield on cost is 46%. That's not that great. So, you may own this at $20, $21 and thinking, oh yeah, I'm making 70% yield. No, you're not. You're making 46% yield. What am I making? At least last month, 66%. But again, I compare that against the current yield, which is 68%. So I'm not that far off. Again, if TSLY drops to the $13 range, looking at my cost basis of $15.17, I will have to average down. I mean, that's a discount that I need to get, because if you look historically, TSLY's been kind of staying around the $14 range. So again, I'm very high on TSLY. I own way too much, so I'm trying to avoid that. But you got to do what you got to do. And I will look at the July dividend, because it gets even crazier. Because if you own this at the low of $12.53 and you annualize the July dividend, which was $1.06, your yield on cost is 102%. It's insane. So, I mean, you have to really, really, really consider when you get into these funds, you don't want to buy in bulk. I did, because I'm a jackass, but you do not want to buy in bulk. You want to buy in, dollar cost average. So maybe buy, it depends on how much money you have. Just take a fraction, 5% of your money, 5% of your buying power, and then buy some. And then wait a day, see if it goes down. If it goes down, buy more. If not, you wait. Or buy the other stock that's down. You just want to, these funds, to me, again, this is my opinion, not a financial advisor, just retiring on dividends, sharing my journey. To me, the most important part of this is owning them at the right price. I want to make sure that my yield on my money is going to be the greatest it can be. So I never want to be at a deficit. I always want to be at a capital gain, and I always want to get the best yield on cost. So in order to do that, my cost basis must be below the current price. This is not the case for TSLY in my current portfolio. However, a lot of the other yield maxes, I am below the current price. So I do like that. So yeah, going down the line, for the July dividend, based on the current stock price now, it would have paid 88%. So had you bought in then, you're looking pretty good. If you bought at the high, 59% yield on cost. For me and myself, 84%. So again, the cost basis matters. So when you buy into these yield max funds and your cost basis is above the current stock price, then you may want to consider averaging down. You may want to have a plan of attack on averaging down. My personal plan is I buy 5 to 10 shares per day, if I have the money, of course. And I only buy the funds that I am, the funds that are down for the day, and the funds that I am currently down cost basis wise. If my cost basis is below the current share price of a fund, I will not buy into it. There will be another opportunity. But like I said, if I am green on every single fund, then I will start a position in another fund. Simple as that. So that's my plan. So I just wanted to show you guys the importance of your cost basis as it relates to yield on cost. It really does matter. Anyway, I'm taking up my lunch for this. I should be jogging, but instead I had this idea to make this video. But I hope it helps you guys. If it does, leave a like as always, comment, whatever. And if you enjoy my channel, maybe you could share it with a friend or two, right? I know it's asking a lot, but I'm just growing channel. I do videos on my phone, on my lunch break or right before work, and that's it. Nothing complicated. But I'm just trying to share my journey and trying to share important facts as I go. But like I said, hope you guys enjoyed it. Time to go eat. Later.